The thing is, we have to load the ingredients into Google, Facebook, YouTube, all these places. And then the AI with advertising, because you have to pay, right? Because that's how it works. Like Facebook and TikTok and Twitter, like all these guys, they make their money off of advertising. Hey, Robert.
Hey, what's up, Dennis? How are you?
Good to see you. I saw your note in Basecamp.
I haven't seen any emails. I was like, am I missing them again or something?
How are we doing on your LSA?
What do you mean?
Let me see here. How are we doing on boosted posts?
I haven't boosted any posts or nothing.
Let's see. So you had a meeting with Parker. Third, we have website access, and I'm not seeing an update here on your LSA. Can you log into your LSA and then log into your Google and share your screen?
Because I have you on my phone, that's fine.
Okay. You can still share on your phone.
Oh, on my phone? Really? Oh, okay.
I mean, either way, it's better on the desktop, though.
Yeah, let me do the desktop. Because I've never logged in on my phone. And I can't find the email on there to be able to click the link for the Zoom.
Hi, Dennis. Hi, Robert.
Hello.
You've emerged from your cave, Dennis.
Yes, literally. I gave it a 5% chance that something, well, some stuff did happen, you know, like the big corona mass ejection and the hurricane and all these other sorts of things, but not the thing that my buddy predicted.
Thankfully.
But better safe than sorry. So it was neat. I've never stayed in a cave before.
Okay. Actually, it's only now the penny is dropping. So that's the one you referred to in the post when you were talking about, you know, preparing for end times.
Yep. So I know in the end times, if we need to get out to that place, it's about an hour and a half drive.
Right.
Enough outside, and it's well sheltered. So in the event of nuclear Armageddon, we'll be okay, at least for 72 hours. Yeah, I've got the hazmat suits, Geiger counter, radio, generators, supplies, water, like all the stuff, which, you know, everyone should have some degree of that. Just, you never know when something happens, earthquakes, you know, these things.
Yeah. What do you think of Zelensky calling for a ceasefire?
I think that, and I'm not a political person, so
Neither am I.
I think they're all idiots, but I think that there's going to be more tension increasingly in the Middle East, and Trump will get elected, and then he is going to become the broker that brings all sides together, and we will have a temporary peace, an apparent, at least according to my understanding of the Bible, kind of coincided with current events. And there's a lot of people that are like, this is what they do day and night, and they study, what is it, like Ezekiel 38 and 39 about Gog and Magog, all the former names of the current nations that surround Israel. The Bible predicted that Israel would reform as a nation, which happened in 1948. You know, there was no nation for Israel for 2,000 years, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of a miracle and unexpected. No one thought that Israel would be able to bring itself back together again. And then within one generation, which the Bible defines as 70 years or 80 years, but 80 years is the common interpretation, we'll see the second coming of Christ, which people call the fig tree generation. So we're 80 years plus 2048, or 1948 is 2048. And some people say, well, Jesus comes at the midpoint of the tribulation, and depending on, you know, what you think about the Great Tribulation, that would technically put it at 2024.
Okay.
I mean, there's many ways to triangulate the math, and you can always twist things into whatever you want. Right? But I think there's no question that Israel is being attacked on all sides and is also attacking, or however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
So, and then the crazy floods, like, and then the corona mass, you saw like this huge solar flare and sunspot, and then the eclipse, there's 2 moons right now. I mean, all that kind of stuff, like historic level weather and disruptions in the sky and all that. I mean, that's, whether you're Christian or not, that's true. I mean, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
40 trillion gallons of water dropped by the hurricane last week, right?
Really? Wow.
So whatever people believe, whether you believe in the end times or whatever, there's a lot of increasingly bad things happening. I don't think
there is.
Argue that, right?
Absolutely.
All right, where's Robert? Are you sharing your screen?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, my camera on my computer is not turning on, but let me share my screen. Let me log into this so I could share my screen. So why, when I talk to you guys, my computer just decides to do whatever it wants and goes slow?
You're on your laptop, right?
Yeah.
Well, while we're waiting, anyone want to show some stuff or have some stats looked at, some campaigns? I always have new dollar day campaigns all the time to look at too. It's like breathing. You do it. It's automatic. There's no need to remind yourself to do it.
I'd love to see some if nobody else has anything to show. I'd like if you had something to show us.
Sure. And this is the whole point of office hours, is to look at real data.
Yes.
And we live by example. So we have a new $1 a day course, well, updated, and we put it on GetResponse, and we had a webinar yesterday.
Yeah.
And what's cool is that we just got it ready as of yesterday for the event, and we're going to repurpose this video, which they haven't sent me the raw on, to drive more of the sales. And the video, I'm going to show you two things. This is Martin Church Leader. We're in lots of niches. This one, here it is. Look. The $1 a day strategy is going to change. This is one of those dramatic masterclass kinds of things. And even though GetResponse is a big marketing automation platform, 40,000 subs, they're growing in the US. I mean, they're bigger in Europe. They're based in Poland. Almost nobody saw it, right? And it's people who will say, well, if you don't pay the network, meaning Google or Facebook or TikTok or LinkedIn, then you don't get reach, which is mostly true. So we are now starting. We had a meeting with their marketing team yesterday. We're now starting to do $1 a day against all these assets across different channels. And, you know, I've already done that on my own Facebook because I have professional mode turned on right here. On your profile, you can turn on professional mode so you can run ads against your profile. $1 a day, of course. I've $1 a day this thing here, which is how we've driven people into our $1 a day program, which also disqualifies people because we're explaining, hey, you have to have achieved something. You have to have a network. You have to have happy customers. Otherwise, what are you $1 a day? And you have to have a clear niche. You know, I'm sure Michael Pacheco does that for these healthcare companies, helps them clarify on strategy. So that way marketing's effective, you know, magnifying glass instead of random bullets in the dark, right? So this $1 a day thing is like, this is like even Leanna, she's making 1-minute videos and doing $1 a day and talking about this. And Alex Berman he helped me teach the $1 a day course, the one in the academy. Even we're remaking that. The latest one, see like this one, see I can boost all these ones. I can take this $1 a day blog post. Look at this $1 a day blog post, right? It's content. I made a video here, repurposed it into a blog post, embedded it as a YouTube inside this site that has a domain rating of 90. And there's a lot of stuff here about $1 a day. Of course, this leads to the course. You can boost content at every stage along the way. You can boost content that is free content, which is my favorite kind of stuff to put out there. And I think you can be as robust as you want. It's not like you have to hide it behind a paywall or whatever, because people will pay for structure, which is what Stelzner told me, and they pay for access. So these are basically just blog posts that are repurposed, but put into, Facebook posts that I've made. Example after example, right? Talk about $1 a day or whatever the thing is that people have, right? So this builds more audiences. This is a brand new post that came out, I think just yesterday. So you can see this post itself doesn't rank on anything and no one's linking to it on the page level stats. But on the domain level, 90, I mean, geez, who do you know? Not that, domain rating is like the end all be all. It's one of many metrics, but it's just a general sense of how much trust does a huge platform have. So we're going to push a lot of this here because as I do more blog posts from other sites and from on this site, we're going to push to here. And then this will become the ultimate guide to $1 a day, 99 examples of, how to put in the action. And GetResponse is doing this for course creators and small businesses and, smaller guys that don't have full marketing teams and whatnot. So it has to be easy. So this will have a lot of examples for them. Just like we'll $1 a day for real estate agents, $1 a day for, chicken soup for just like what they do. So you can see that I put some ads out or put some posts out here, which I've turned into ads because I'm boosting them, which you can do on every single network. And if I go back a little further, I can see that this $1 a day, hey, come learn about $1 a day or attend the webinar or whatever it is. I'm looking for 10%, right? But I'm at 1%. Hey, I'll audit are you a family law firm? We'll audit your SEO with Liam and then his dad, who has a huge family law firm and is a lighthouse in the industry, right? Nope, didn't work. Hey, hey, let's do an audit. Nope. Hey, come to the workshop in Fontana. Are you in Fontana? So targeting Fontana. Nope. Hey, Greg, please pay our bill for Allegiant, right? Because we represent the pilots, 11% engagement. Targeting management, right? Well, that worked pretty well, right? This one, I don't remember who Lauren is. But you can see we're looking for the 10%. This latest one from a couple days ago, Bourbonnais is a suburb of Chicago. It's like an hour outside of Chicago, Illinois. And I targeted people in this town and I said, grandma's losing her house, help. So people in this town, because we're targeting people in this town and they see this, they see it's super relevant. So I'm going to show you one thing here. Oh, you know what? You're not even, wait, this will stop other screen sharing. I'm almost done, Rob. I'm going to do this one thing and then you can share. Go back to mine just for a second here. Okay. So this led to a GoFundMe. So you can see here, we've got a couple of these, a couple versions of this post. Look, when this one got 16%, but it's only 1/16 was 1/6. So this is not relevant. This is not statistically significant, right? A lot of people are like, oh, I got 100%. I got 1 out of 1. But yeah, that's not enough data to be, you learn that in math, right? This is significant, 60 out of 414. That's pretty good. And we go from the ad group to the ad. You can see the 5-minute video that Isaiah and I made in the airport. It was 3 a.m. in the airport. We made this video and it went to a GoFundMe. And in the last few days, when did we do this? Saturday? It's Thursday now. $5,100 out of the $8,000 from spreading the word on this, which is great, right? So $1 a day works for fundraising. Imagine that, right? Targeting people in this town, targeting my followers, right? So every day we have new examples of this in play, and people don't understand that if you have clear goals, content, and targeting, and you can make posts that are super relevant, and then you use advertising to make it even more relevant, then you can't lose because you have a clear signal of goals, content, and targeting, which is what's being amplified. Like I could take one of these random posts that I made. Here's a post I made, a couple days ago, and I'm just sharing experiences. Hey, we're cranking out lots of blog posts, which is helping the SEO of all our clients because, we link to each other in a legitimate way, what I call the geo-vertical grid, right? So people of one industry linking to another industry on actual relevant topics, not just like link exchange kind of stuff. And so people are talking about this, and people who are well known, like this guy, founder of onlinejobs.p, right? Here, we were talking about how do you hire great VAs and to create great content, and how the AI is not the problem. It's that super awesome VAs or anyone using AI will become 10 times more powerful, 10 times more productive. So people, you see people like Leanna and all these other folks. This is something that's worth repurposing to then do $1 a day. I consider repurposing to be an example, or $1 a day to basically be like repurposing. And they're kind of the same thing because you're trying to get more out of something that's already good. And you could see, like, that's what I'm doing here every day. This is what I'm doing. It was my birthday. I turned 50 4 days ago. And Alex Berman got me a box.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And you gave me a cup, which is awesome. I took a picture of that and I shared that. And so I'm just sharing this. I could $1 a day this, but how does that fit with goals, content, and targeting? Well, I have to find some angle that's actually creating some kind of value instead of it being just about me, or something about, hey, for birthdays, we like to personalize. And we have a sock company that does faces of people's socks, right? There's lots of angles to be able to see. This is the Leanna, celebrate Dennis's birthday. So the angles, we could use my birthday. Don't send me a birthday present. Make a donation here, right? Because this kid, he lost his daughter, and these bad things are happening to grandma, and there's other people that are sharing, right? Happy birthday to one of the nicest digital marketing mentors on the planet. Like, that's pretty cool. I should click like on that. Like, that's stuff to $1 a day too, right? Gathering feedback from all these other people. So if I'm Robert, right, especially Michael Pacheco, I can gather up all the things that other people have to say about me. That's way more powerful than anything I could say about myself. Like, this guy's wishing me happy birthday, right? That's cool. Where can I use this in terms of goals, content, and targeting? Well, this guy's in Pakistan, and he's starting to become well-known among other Pakistanis. So other young adults that are kind of in his demographic and circle that want to become digital marketers, but they're in some random town in Pakistan, they could follow his example, right? Some people think $1 a day is racist because if you're working with plumbers, show it to plumbers. Well, yeah, obviously, right? Working with Pakistanis, show more Pakistanis, show more, like, here's this guy, right? This guy met me at some event. He's sharing this with his whole audience, right? The people that are engaging, look at the names here, right? These are his friends. Clearly, these are Pakistani people, right? I know it sounds racist, but $1 a day is about attracting more out of the thing that you have, right? So I have, here's one. Andrew has had some health problems and also is a digital marketer. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to help him in a few ways. And he's making this whole video saying amazing things about me that I would never say about myself, that it would make me blush to try to say those, like, rather just, he said it, I didn't say those things, right?
Question.
So yeah, go ahead.
What about text? So not videos, right? I've got one post that I made on LinkedIn at one point, maybe a month or so ago, where a guy named Dennis Yu called me a marketing guru.
That's good, but Michael, you know, a picture's worth 1,000 words, and words can be generated by the AI, which creates even less trust when you see just text.
Exactly.
So what's more powerful than pictures? Because the AI can generate pictures. There's video. The AI is starting to generate videos too now, right? But look here. Here I'm with my friend Michael Jensen, who runs marketing for Boostability. They're a big company. They do white label SEO. We were in their offices. We filmed a webinar, which is going to release in 4 weeks. And I've known Michael for a really long time, like 12 years. And we mentioned that in the webinar. He said, hey, you know, we're a big SEO company. And today I brought in the legend Dennis Yu, and he and I go way back and blah, blah, blah. And today we're going to talk about geovertical grids and how do you generate, you know, links the right way based on how, Google has all these penalties, blah, blah, blah. How do you get around them? And there's the words of what we said, which is good. There's pictures showing that we were together. We actually were here. I can prove that I was there. I go to the Google Photos and look, you can prove I ate the donuts, right? Showed you, Alex gave me donuts. There's pictures and videos of me eating these donuts with Alex, okay? There's proof that I flew Spirit in the Salt Lake City because Southwest, not an option. There's proof of why is this showing stuff from September 28th? Why is this not updated? We're on October 10th now. Where's all the, I don't know, but it's definitely here. Maybe this is not being updated somehow. Let me see what Utah. Is it not showing up here? It's not showing up. Why is it not? No, that's not it. It must be some glitch. Like Bank of America zeroing out everyone's bank account balance to zero a week ago for a minute. You remember that? Anyway, there's proof of this. And so this 1 hour training we did gets repurposed into articles. We're going to boost it. I'm going to share it across multiple channels. It's so funny because the name of this company is Boostability. And we're helping them teach people, local businesses, especially about SEO, which actually drives their SEO and drives my SEO because Boostability is a much more powerful, has one of the few companies that's actually only a little bit more powerful, but still 70. Wow. That's insane. White label agency, right? All this stuff. So us working with them demonstrates relationship, demonstrates, right? So think about your topic wheel. There's people and companies that are reputable that already rank on the thing we want to rank on, already well known among the customers we want to reach. Then we co-create content around a topic that we both care about. That gets repurposed and boosted for $1 a day. And you can see stuff in the works just from the last few days. Even though I came up with, or I didn't invent the internet or invent gravity, but I systematized the $1 a day thing almost 20 years ago. I'm still doing it every day. You know, it's like the Tai Chi master does Tai Chi every day and still does the beginning moves, the fundamental moves all day. So there you go. Living proof, practicing what we preach. All right, Robert, let's see your screen. You there, Robert? So Robert is a real estate agent. Real estate is probably the most common category in local services.
Can you see that now?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where it's taking me. I'm not sure why this is popping up this way. It would usually pop up with like a little grid, but I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if...
It must be in that AdWords Express or whatever it's called for like people that set up new Google ads. This is not something you want to do here unless there's a particular part of troubleshooting.
Yeah, because when I log in, this is where it takes me. Normally it would take
me. This is not a good thing to, just for the, out of respect for everyone else. This is, you should talk to or have our VA set this up. I don't want to use this time to go through like the beginning basics of like logging.
Yeah, this is it though, right? Like this is the page where I always log in, right? Like local service ads. Like it's not regular ads, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying my hardest not to go into how do you log into local service ads.
I
want everyone to be able to have value.
Yeah.
Especially these group calls.
Yeah. Go ahead and let me. If you could stop sharing it, I don't know if you could change it, but let me keep trying. I don't know. This is weird. I've never.
Yeah. Listen. Reply in that thread or get with Parker, and let's make sure that everything is set up properly. Our team can help with the LSA setup. LSA, for everyone else, is a extension of your GMB. So go to your GMB, or what's now called Google Business Profile. The more reviews, the more robust that is organically, the better local service ads are. Local service ads are automatically generated ads by Google. So go find yourself, Robert, on Google Maps so we can see your GMB. Go look for yourself in Google Maps. Look for your business. Go to maps.google.com and look for your real estate business. Maps.google.com, or type it into Google. That's good too. Many ways to get to Google Maps, many ways to search Google Maps. You could also go into the address bar on the top. The address bar on top says google.com. you could type in maps.google.com, or you click on that. That's also maps.google.com. Look for your business under Coldwell Banker. Is your internet slow or your computer slow?
I don't know. It's a little bit of both. That's why I'm like, wait, what?
What kind of computer do you have? How
How
old is it?
I don't know, like 6 years.
Get a new one.
Yeah.
Get a MacBook Pro. Like, I totally get people want to cheap out or whatever, but you can see, like, can you imagine anything that, for any of us here, can you imagine trying to do something on your computer and everything literally, instead of taking 3 seconds, takes like a minute? At some point, you're like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore because everything's just so slow, right?
Yeah, I know. I got you.
Yeah.
I have a MacBook Air that has been just absolutely solid as a rock. It runs.
Oh yeah, Mac products. Yeah, old Mac products still work great as long as you don't max out that memory by having too many tabs open on Chrome. Chrome's a hog, right?
Yep.
Okay. So let's go down to your reviews.
Here.
I also want to fill out your GMB, which we have a whole guide on. So you got to fill this thing out. There's not enough information here. Go to your reviews.
I'm trying. This thing is out of control.
Scroll up where it says, where is it, like 31 reviews, or click on that number, the number on the reviews. No, scroll up.
I can't. I'm trying, but my screen is not letting me. That's fine.
Okay.
Damn, this is horrible.
Go to Best Buy or go to Amazon and just get a new computer. Like, you can't. I can see you can't do anything on this computer, right? Every time we try to get together, we have this.
Yeah, it just like my internet kind of sucks, and then the computer. So
you got to be. You got to be in the digital age. We're almost in the 2025 now. Come on. And you don't want to try to do it on the phone. Like, I get it. Like, okay, you're trying to do it on the phone because you're out and about, but try to, when we're doing work, you want to do it on the laptop, right?
Yeah.
So.
Is it easier to go on?
I don't want to use this time to troubleshoot your internet access and stuff like that. I want to make sure anyone who comes to these groups, like, it's valuable for everybody, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. That's why I'm like, oh man, this is embarrassing.
So let's not use. Right now we're wasting time because everyone's watching you trying to load things on your computer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So just get a new computer, upgrade your Comcast or whatever it is, and let's look at it then. Let's not try to force it through right now. I'm trying to be polite right now.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
Yeah, so you click on you see where it says 34 reviews, the blue, and you want to constantly be getting reviews. Then reviews don't have to be only clients. They can be people that know you. Some people are afraid of doing that because they're afraid of it being like fake reviews. That's right. You do have fake reviews if you just have all these people come in, leave bogus 5-star reviews, right? But if they're people that actually know you and can say something like, oh yeah, we go to the same church, or I've known Robert for a few years, or like, I can even leave a review saying, it's been a pleasure working with Robert. And we went to a Japanese steakhouse and we did a hibachi one time, and here's a picture of it, right? It's a legit review. That's not buy 100 fake reviews on Fiverr for $5, right?
Gotcha. I didn't realize that you could do that.
Do all these things. There's lots. I don't want to teach all the items that are in the guide, but there's a lot of things that you got to do to pimp out your organic Google business profile. Like, get 100 photos, upload 10 videos, put in the Q&A. I don't want to repeat all the things that are in the guide. Those are some of the things that are in the guide. If you do that, Robert, then our LSA, local service ads, will be more effective. You see why?
Yeah, got you. So I got to upload more pictures then.
Got to do all the things that are in our guide, because LSA, which is key for local service businesses, is an amplification of what you have organically. If your main profile and the reviews and all the stuff aren't strong, running ads isn't going to help you. It's not yes, it's advertising, but it's the whole point of $1 a day is amplify the thing that's working already, right? So we got to generate more signal. Everyone that knows you should leave a review, whether or not they bought or sold a house with you, right? Even competitors, even other agents, even people in other industries, people in Southern California or realtors in other cities, right? They can all say something, right?
Gotcha. I'm going to have my lenders that work.
Yeah, there you go. Of course because they want you, they want you to run all your customers to them. Of course they would. And you could leave reviews for them, but obviously say something specific, include a picture if you can, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. All the basic stuff. And then ads become more effective. Yeah, let's do that. And now we'll see progress, right? This is what's holding us up.
Gotcha.
It's not the mechanics of tuning the ads. It's the ingredients that we start with. You can only tune so far if we don't have the ingredients, right? Awesome. Cool. Appreciate you, Robert.
Yeah.
Who else has got something? I see Felicia's come in. Maria, Michael. Who's got something?
So my job right now is to get more reviews from people and add more pictures and video.
You just got to get more information. There's not enough information there.
Okay.
Yeah. These 1-minute videos, repurpose them onto Facebook and LinkedIn so then we can boost. We can't boost if you don't have content to boost, right? Yeah, let's do that. Oh, my camera turned off. What do you know? Let's do this camera on the laptop. All right. Felicia, you have your hand raised and you're on mute.
Yeah, just a really quick question that kind of piggybacks off of Robert. So I can get videos of people talking about me leaving not testimonials, whatever you want to call them, about me in my location, and that would help me with my Google My Business.
Yes.
Correct?
Yep. And there's a whole guide we have on that. And if you don't have it, message in the group or send a note to Stephanie at Blitzmetrics. Any piece of advice I've ever given over the last 35 years is all in a checklist. Because I want people to have, I might not, if you ask me to recount exactly what to do to tune a GMB, I might not remember every single detail off the top. It's always better just to have the recipe ready every time, because we know the recipe works. We've done it thousands of times.
So the videos, because I have review videos, but I didn't, for some reason on the Google My Business, it only lets you put 1 minute, right? Or less, 30 seconds.
30 seconds, yeah.
Yeah. And so I have a lot of them, but I have them on YouTube. I don't really have them on my Google My Business. You're saying grab those videos, 30 seconds of it, and put it onto the GMB.
Yeah. Those are all separate posts and all separate photos and videos. You can make posts that also link to those as well. We can boost YouTube. I mean, there's so many ways to repurpose this.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, our issue is that there's nothing there, so there's nothing to optimize.
So the pictures, the reviews on the pictures, and the reviews that are already on there, those are not for us to boost, the 34 review.
No, the local service ads allows Google will pick. Google local service ads is automatically generated ads off of what's already there. But if there's not very much there, Google can only generate so much.
Gotcha. I remember you saying that in the video.
Yeah. So the thing is, we have to load the ingredients into Google, Facebook, YouTube, all these places. And then the AI with advertising, because you have to pay, right? Because that's how it works. Like Facebook and TikTok and Twitter, all these guys, they make their money off of advertising. So if we put in good content, structured the right way, and we put money in the machine, then we'll generate phone calls. That's the way it's always been.
So all the questions that I have, I ask them in the thing in the base
camp. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Parker, somebody else will come back.
Yeah, I mean, Parker and I both had multiple private sessions to help you get going, to try to get the content in there. We just got to get the content. There's I don't know, there's something keeping us from generating this content.
I didn't know that. And then also I thought that he would reach out to me once I log in, but for the website, I thought I was gonna hear from them, but I didn't, so I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, and there's lots of things that we could do, and there's access and things like that, but for some reason, I'm trying to point blank you, saying, Robert, I need you to create content. So we have ingredients on what to work with, but each time I say that, for some reason, I'm just, we're having a misunderstanding here. So and plus we're using up all this time, and I'm just cognizant of other people's time. I want to help you. That's why I'm trying to push this to the Basecamp project so we can communicate there instead of trying to continue to force it here. So people won't want to come to office hours if it's internet troubleshooting, And I totally want to see you fix that, but I just don't want to do that here.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Sorry, Felicia. I forgot what you said. I was distracted.
No, I think I know what to do. That's really what I came on, so that I can figure out what do I need to do next. And
show us your content library. If you have it now, or if you want to kind of tidy it up and show it next week, or show it, tomorrow, put it in the Facebook group and we can look at it. Now is, the live calls are not the only time we can talk, right? These live calls are meant for optimization of existing campaigns where we review data, not try to figure out how to log in. That's not a good use of this time. And that's my fault for not making that clear, right? General stuff, use the Facebook group, use Basecamp, use these other places, right? But this group time, let's make it valuable for everyone. So we have, I was sharing real $1-a-day examples. I was sharing real content I was creating. I was sharing some boosted posts and which ones worked and which ones didn't, right? That's what we want to do here.
All righty. Thank you.
Awesome, Felicia. Yeah, and this, these things, Rome wasn't built in a day. You've got a lot of video, but there's a good amount of repurposing. And there's other people that that you haven't made video with that would be great for us, right? Awesome. Well, anything else, guys? All right, you guys rock. Post in the group more. Let's share more in the group. I want to see more awesome examples there, right? And then as you have data, share the data here, and I'd love to look at it and optimize. The main thing I want to do is MAA, metrics analysis action, which is our whole optimization technique. All right, you guys rock. I'm gonna have some lunch. We'll see you later.